Today's lesson is how to play a simple blues on piano. All right, so this last week I dropped a new video on the Madison Music Academy's YouTube page about playing a simple blues piano song. Today we're going to go to the Woodshed and apply what we learned in that lesson. So if you haven't checked out that lesson, go ahead and do that and then come on back. So now, basically, we learned about two intervals. We learned about the fifth and then we learned about the sixth. And we use this in a technique called the barrel house technique. So, in that technique, we are actually playing it. Now, when we play this, we use our left hand and our pinky goes on C and our thumb goes on G for the fifth. And then for the sixth, our thumb for the sixth, our thumb slides over and to the A. So now we're going 1 and 5, 1 and 5. Now, we should play these two intervals enough that we can do simple math problems when asked. Why? Because this needs to become learned by our muscle memory so we can think about what our right hand will be doing. All right, so to make this happen, practice the playing the intervals of the fifth to the sixth for 1 minute straight. Then take a 60-second break, then do it again until you've done it 5 times in a row. So remember, last week we talked about 5 is the magic number for me and my students. If we can do it 5 times in a row, we've probably put it into our memory banks. Now, the old timers and blues call this progression the barrel house technique. To play the barrel house, we have to know a few things. First, we have to know what key we're playing in. And second, we need to know the chords played and the intervals for the chord. For example, when we play a 12-bar blues in the C, in the key of C, the chords we use are C, F, and G. So we need to be able to use the technique for F and G as well as the C that we just previously learned. So study the following intervals. So now our pinky is on F, our thumb is on C, that makes a fifth, and then the sixth is D. And also, when we do that with G, our pinky is on G and our thumb is on D. So then we play this. So just like we did for the C, play the F intervals for 1 minute and then play the G intervals for 1 minute. Once you have a firm grasp on the intervals, let's begin to think about the chord progression. The 12-bar blues will be in the key of C, played in the 4/4 time signature and uses the following chord progression. 4 measures of C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Then we go to F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Back to C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then to G. 1, 2, 3, 4. F. 2, 3, 4. C. 2, 3, 4. C. 2, 3, 4. Now memorize this progression by writing it down a few times on a piece of paper. Writing the progression will help us remember the order of the chords. We need to remember the order so we can focus on making our hands do two independent things. The less we have to think about, the better. So now let's play the C chord barrel house. Place your right hand on the C chord and play it and hold it for 4 beats. While playing the C, visualize/count the scale degree. While playing the C, visualize or count the scale degrees and play the root fifth and root sixth with your left hand. So now let's do the first part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Now do the same thing with the F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Then back to the C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. And then to the G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the F. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then back to the C. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. All right. So now let's look at our 4-day woodshed. So in day one, we want you to write out the barrel house intervals for C, F, and G. Then play and say each of the intervals. Play the entire sequence 5 times in a row. So I'm going to write out C to G, C to A, F to C, F to D, G to D, G to E. Then I'll play the entire sequence 5 times in a row. Day two, play and say each of the intervals, play the entire sequence 3 times in a row. Now play the C interval for 1 minute straight. So we just want you to play this. Set a timer and play it for 60 seconds. And then once you do that, go ahead and do the F chord just the same way. We want to do it 1 minute straight, 5 times a day. Do the G, same thing, 1 minute straight, 5 times a day. Day three, play and say each of the intervals. Play the entire sequence 3 times in a row. Play the C interval for 1 minute straight, the F for 1 minute straight. Play the G for 1 minute straight. Then write the 12-bar blues progression 5 times on a piece of paper. Then play the entire 12-bar blues progression 5 times. Then on day four, play the 12 blues. Then on day four, play the 12-bar blues progression 5 times in a row, and then do that 5 times. So we want to play the entire progression. We want to get used to playing the entire thing over and over. A traditional blues song is somewhere between 3 and 4 minutes long. So if we are going to do this, we got to get the stamina to be able to play this progression over and over. So this is one time, and I want you to do it 5 times in a row without stopping. Then, after you've played it 5 times in a row, stop, take a break, then come back and do it 4 more times. That is our 4-day woodshed.